Here to talk to you about making a lab, and having fun in a lab is a lot of fun. If you like technology and maybe you're working in a cloud job, a cybersecurity job, or maybe you're a DevOps professional, maybe you're the development person, but you need to have some of these DevOps tools so you can rebuild your environment to start over. Here's an easy way that you could do it, and you could do it for not a lot of money. And let's take a look at a way we could do this for under $1,000. Here's a little bit more about my lab. Here I am working off of a KVM switch. And in my lab, I have these brick computers, which are from the company Kamrui. And I have them set up. I always watch the temperature, make sure it's not too hot in the room. And I also have this Mac. So you can see that in my lab that I do different things so that I can have a good environment. And what I did to make my lab, it doesn't have to be like my lab, but you make it your own. I tried to do mine so that it's easy to set up, easy to see. My lab was more about DevOps, pipelines, cybersecurity, and you need to do your lab the way you want it to be. You could follow my style of lab, or you could get something more elaborate, something more like a rack, and you can find other guys that are making their labs with racks, but they use more electric and they have fans. I wanted a quiet lab. My lab's a quiet lab with no fans. And now, having your own lab gives you the opportunity to start things at home and try ideas at work, mimic what you do at work. It's not about taking code from work. You don't take code from work. But you can do the same kinds of things with the tools to set them up a better way. You can know how you got to set it up. You can know what you could do, and you can make it really cool. So you get these ideas. You can run products on your servers. Many times you can run the same products that you might run in a company. And I have a bunch of servers here. They're quiet. They have no fans, like I said. And, there's different ways to display them. I used a metal pegboard rack. I got that idea from Techno Tim. But you can do what you need to, the way you want, and it's your style. So if we're talking about doing something under $1,000, let's talk about a 3-server basic environment. So to set up a 3-server basic lab, there's a few different ways. You could use some old servers. For example, I'm using a Mac Mini from 2012, and I have Ubuntu running that with Kubernetes and an Nginx container. So this Nginx container is running a website. It's kind of cool to me that I have that and I have it run and I deploy that out with Jenkins. So it's really cool that this is going to be old servers. You might be able to find some different old servers, an old desktop that might be able to run Ubuntu pretty slick and pretty quick. There's a lot of i7s around there that have gigabytes of RAM. This is an i5 that has 8 gigabytes of RAM, and it does just a fine job. It's really nice. Now, I run Proxmox on my more elaborate servers so I could build them out using Terraform. But look, you could run on old servers. You could use Raspberry Pis. A lot of people do a lot of great stuff with Raspberry Pis. I used to build my Raspberry Pis out, controlling them with Terraform, just like I do everything else. Also, Ansible, if you want to, Jenkins. It all kind of works in all different kinds of ways, and it's really cool. But the brick computers is the way I like to go, just because they're cheap, same price points, about what you pay for a Raspberry Pi with the accessories, and they build out really nice because they build really quick. If you put Proxmox or Ubuntu on them, you got no problems, and they run really quick. It is a lot of fun. I have a lot of love for automation, and that's why I use these products like Terraform, Jenkins, whatever you do. But I'm also looking up cybersecurity. Now let's remember, if you're doing cybersecurity in the cloud, you start penetration testing and you start acting like a bad actor because you're being a white hat actor, but you act like a black hat actor. Okay, those are all terms. You can look those up. They're cybersecurity terms. And doing that penetration testing is going to get alerts out that AWS is going to lock you up. So if you do that kind of stuff at home, it's much better. And I'm going to show you how you can do that. Now, if you also want to build out AWS, I could build out my lab by using Terraform on a workstation, make calls to HashiCorp Vault when I need to, call up Jenkins to give me some power to my environment as I need to. I could do all these kinds of things because I got this power. I could add pages or whatever I want to add to it. I could add those kinds of things to my environment so that it could build out better. I really like the idea of doing it, whether I want to add GitLab pipelines or Hadoop or whatever. It doesn't matter. All those products are up to you. You use the ones that you want to, okay? But the idea of making a certificate server, I'm going to take a deep look at Terraform and HashiCorp Vault at Jenkins, but those don't have to be your products. There's all kinds of ways to work with these products in all different kind of good ways. We're going to look at how you could take these computers, add them into your switch, add them into your KVM switch, what I did, what you could do. Listen, it's all just ideas and suggestions. It's not about doing any kind of things that you really want to do in all kinds of crazy ways. But when you have good knowledge, that's why I keep getting calls. Anyway, listen, it's all about having fun. Have fun in your lab. So I'm going to make some more videos. I hope you enjoyed this one. I hope it shows you the direction that I've been to, where I want to go, and we could have some more fun with it later.